Hi guys, and welcome to Part-Time Permies. I am Cindy and I'm here in my chicken run to stay out of the wind. Now, I have a video today for you on update on our chick hatching. So we set up a new broody hen with about 13 eggs back in mid-February to hatch so that they would hatch in the beginning of March and hopefully start laying eggs themselves in September when all the other girls start molting. So that was our goal. And we've done this before with our silky hens, but the broody girl was the first time broody, meaning she's never been a mama before. And she went broody wanting to sit on eggs in February. Well, she's done a pretty good job sitting on these eggs for the last 3 weeks. I didn't actually go through and candle my eggs. That is something you could do at about 7 to 10 days and pull out the eggs that are not viable, leave the ones that are viable. I did not do that. She thinned those eggs down herself a little bit because I want to say we started with about 13 eggs, but I think she got rid of 1 or 2 early on. So there are probably a couple that she didn't like from the get-go. So we let her sit on those eggs, and hatch day was Sunday, last Sunday. At least 3 weeks out, 21 days is average hatch day for chickens. And unfortunately, we were having to leave town, so we had a farm sitter here for a few days, and which is fine. She knows how to handle broody girls and their chicks. She gave me an update on Monday saying she did see one had hatched, and unfortunately probably was rejected because it was out of the nest and cold and had passed away. So mama rejected the first chick that hatched out of egg. Not necessarily a good sign, but maybe there was something wrong with it. Again, nature has its way of taking care of things at times. So sad, but does happen. I did get news on Tuesday night that another chick had hatched, and it seems like she was sitting on it. And there's still more eggs that she was still sitting on. So we got home yesterday. I went in there and looked at mama, and she's still sitting on her eggs. And this is, Thursday. So Sunday through 4 days after the normal hatch day. She's still sitting on eggs. She does have 1 chick under her and who seems to be doing well. And I did move the food and water closer because chicks can go for up to about 48 hours without food or water, but they do need eventually to be taken to food and water and shown what that is. And the reason they could go so long is they do have a yolk sac that they're still feeding off of for the first day or 2. And that is why chick hatcheries can hatch these chicks and ship them to people so that they arrive 24 to 48 hours after they hatch. This is 48 hours after hatch today, or tonight will be at least. And she seems to be sitting on those eggs still. So I went ahead and moved the water and food closer to her so that she can show her baby where the food and water is. I also did a quick glance at the other eggs. I wanted to see if there's any pips, which is like a first little opening in the egg, or zips, which is a crack that the chick inside makes. They will zip all the way around that egg and then push it off. That takes some time, but I want to see if they had any evidence of starting that process. So it is chilly out here, but I went ahead and risked it, and I pulled each egg, took a quick glance one at a time out from under her, counted, I believe it was 9 eggs under her. So 9 plus 2 is 11. Yeah, she got rid of 2 eggs early on. So yes, she still has 9 eggs under her, but I didn't see any evidence of pips or zips on those eggs. So not sure if they are doing anything. Another way to tell that would be to candle them. Basically what you do to candle is you take a flashlight or bright light and hold it to the bottom of the egg and see how much light passes through that egg. At different points in development, you can see different things like the blood vessels forming. You'll see dark lines pretty early in development, and later you go, the more you'll see a fill up of the dark space. Now, in really dark colored eggs, it's really hard to tell because maybe they're duds, maybe they're not fertile, maybe, who knows? They may just not be developing at all. If that's the case, we'll just chuck them. You can also see movement if they're well developed. Chick especially, or even half developed, you'll be able to start seeing movement within that egg when you candle them. So we'll check to see if we have any live ones left. If not, I will get rid of those eggs so Mom starts taking care of her one chick. And we might have to, I don't know, have to think about it, but purchase a few chicks, because when this chick gets old enough to move into the flock, it's really hard to move one young pullet into a flock on its own, because there's such a thing as a pecking order. There's a reason for that term. And those other hens will pick on the new arrival. But if you have multiple pullets that you're introducing to the flock, then they still get picked on, but it's not so concentrated on one. It's kind of spread out until they figure out their place in the flock. So we'll see about that, but we might actually end up having to put some chicks in a brooder from a store. We might stop by our feed store and see if they have any coming. But in the meantime, if you want to see that original video on why I set broody girls up in February for hatching eggs, I will link that here at the end. We'll see you with the next one. Take care, guys.